Hey guys, welcome to my channel Prodbug and we are learning Appium 2.0 with latest Java client 8. Okay, so till now what we have seen in chapter 1 we have seen all the installation part. In chapter 2 we have focused on the Appium Inspector and we just run a demo as well, and few important aspects of the Appium we have seen. Okay, how to Appium Inspector, like how to use the Appium activity, all these things. So basically all the UI automator related things, okay, settings, which are very, very important. Okay, now in this particular chapter, what I am thinking to cover is how to find the ID, XPath, content description, and all these things. Okay, so the basic the locators. So the complete chapter will be based on the locators, and this is going to be really important because I find myself this is very, very confusing than the Selenium. Okay, because Selenium we have very, very clearly explained like ID, XPath, CSS, we know that. Okay, but here there is a catch like accessibility ID, content description. Okay, and we'll see there are few. So these locators are not very clear, and the code is not exactly it's not exactly matching one to one. Okay, no, I will show you what I'm trying to explain you. So we'll show so just clearly watch this particular chapter, very, very important, because your all automation depends upon the locators. Okay, and you need to clearly understand the locators. Okay, this is a very, very important chapter. Okay, so this is what we are going to, I am already doing like with APM 2.0 and Java Client 8. Okay, very important. So we are not doing anything from the old APM 1.0 and Java Client 7. No, we are, whatever I'm showing you, the code is as per the latest Java Client. Okay, so this is very important because your old code will not work here. Okay, so just try to update all your old code as per what we are going to learn in this particular chapter. Okay, so this is going to be very, very important. Let's me show you some notes which I have prepared. See, this particular chart is very, very important to understand. Very important. Okay, especially the top three lines. Okay, because we know what is XPath. The confusion come here is accessibility ID. So whenever you have accessibility ID, I will show you. See, this is accessibility ID on the top, always on the top come here. Okay. So whenever you have some accessibility ID, some unique accessibility ID, if you have in your application, then always go with this driver.find element bracket appium by dot accessibility ID, and then whatever the accessibility you have. Okay, just note it down, very important. And most of the time we'll use maybe ID or XPath something. Okay, it's depend upon your application, right? So but the important point to be noted is whenever accessibility ID is given to you, you can use dot accessibility ID, and you will say that, oh, this is normal, right? This is like one to one, this is accessibility ID and I'm using. So I agree, this is, there is no confusion here. Confusion arises, let's say accessibility ID is not given but you have a content description, unique content description, like you can see here, like content description is accessibility is given here, right? So again, then confusion comes. Okay, so what is content description? In Selenium we don't have anything, any command, right, to find by content description. This is unique to mobile automation, right? So here is the catch, like if you have the content description, you can again use the same method accessibility ID. So basically, if you have accessibility ID or content description, in both the cases the command will remain same. Okay, so this is the catch. Okay, this is what you need to remember, that if the content description is given, you can use the accessibility ID. Okay, okay. Third catch is resource ID. Okay, so this one I'm talking about, resource ID will be treated as ID. Okay, so like Selenium ID, like find by element by ID. So that Selenium ID is mapped to resource ID. Okay, so resource ID is a real ID for us if you are thinking from the Selenium perspective. Okay, so this is our real ID because the command is ID here, dot ID. This is the new thing introduced in Appium, not in Selenium. Okay, so and so just you need to just remember, just to summarize, XPath is XPath, so no catch here. Uh, Whenever you find resource ID, just understand this is the command which you need to use. Okay, appium by dot ID, And content description, you have to use accessibility ID. And if you have accessibility ID, you can simply use accessibility. So there is no confusion. The only confusion is with these two things, content description and resource ID. Okay, because they are not exactly matching. Okay, it's a resource ID, it's a ID here. So this is the catch which I am talking about. Okay, another thing in Java Client 8, like Appium by, you can see here I am always using Appium by, but you can use by also rather than Appium by, because here are the import statement, like by is from Selenium packages. Okay, and Appium by is from Java client. So I will suggest you to use always Appium by. Why do you use unnecessary Selenium related packages? But basically by is the parent of Appium by. If you go to the Appium by code, we'll see if we can go. Let me show you. Let's try to open some Appium by. So I have used both the thing for the demo just to show you that both are working. I have used Appium by also, and I have used by also. So it's just to show you that both are working. Let's try to go here and see. This is very clearly mentioned here. This is the package IO Appium Java client. Java client is the package, and this is the class abstract class, and which has been extended by. Okay, so by is the main class, parent class. So this is the by, and where the by is package C. This is in Selenium. Okay, so this is in Selenium, and Appium by is in Appium Java client. Okay, so you can use the parent, you can use the child. I will prefer to use child all the time. Okay, but this is important thing. You should know all this thing. Okay, let me close. And okay, before moving forward, I don't know if I have shown you the POM or not, but if not, let's go here. And this is my POM. Uh, there's the normal properties. You can ignore this part. Okay, so the dependencies. I have downloaded Java Client 8.5, the latest one. Okay, I am getting some error in the 8.3, so that's why I moved to the 8.5. So Java Client, and what else? Selenium support. You need to download this as well. Okay, there are few things which are coming from Selenium support, and Selenium support has not been included in Java Client. So you have to add two dependencies. Okay, and this is a Java Selenium Java I have downloaded. Okay, and what I can understand, I think we can remove this dependency as well. Okay, we'll see in the future classes. I will try to remove the dependency, and I think the code should work. Okay, fine. So these are the three dependencies, and rest what testng and the extent report. We'll see later on all these things, but yeah, testng maybe just if you want to include testng. Okay, so otherwise only these three dependencies. Okay, fine. Let's move to the coding part. Okay, uh, locators, right? So let's try to understand the locators first. Okay, so I have different method. Like I have few things to show in the XPath, few class name, then ID and accessibility ID, and some other features related to get attributes. Okay, let's try to understand the code one by one here. Okay, so this is a basic one. Okay, generic one. Nothing special here. Just I have written few XPath. Okay, there is one more thing which I want to show you here. Okay, so these are the few XPath examples which are going to be very helpful for you. Okay, before starting, note it down. And if I hope if you are from Selenium background, you might already know all this thing, but it's good to note all this thing. Like this is some standard XPath. Okay, you can just change according to your XPaths. So slash some node square bracket at the rate content description is equal to app. Okay, we can directly use the ID as well, but it's also it's okay if we are using the XPath. Okay, and at the rate resource ID is equal to something. At the rate index is equal to 3. This is a bit new XPath. Just note it down. If we want to click by index, okay. So text view. So third text view basically I want to click. Okay, something. Uh, there is another good XPath is like anything. any kind of node which contains text is equal to read or some. Okay, so this is again very important. So if you want to click based on some text, okay, which generally are unique, so this you can use. Then at the rate text is equal to asset. This is similar to this, nothing new, just I am changing at the rate text. So this, and what else? Okay, this is important, or and. Okay, so this is another style of writing the XPath. Uh, any node here star, and after that in the square bracket at the rate resource ID is this, or at the rate text is equal to media. Okay, so basically either this or this, whatever matched, we can click on that. And if you want to give and, because sometimes it happen that this is not unique, resource ID is like same across the lot of elements. So in this case you have to give and text is equal to media. Okay, so this is the and condition and this is the or condition. So these are the important XPath which you should keep in your mind. Okay, now let's open our inspector, very important, and let's try to see what I have written. So driver.find element by, see here I am using by, here I am using Appium by, just to show you that there is no problem using any of them. Okay, this is the parent, this is the child. Okay, so what is the app? Okay, let's try to find where. Okay, I clicked this one, app. So you can see I copied this XPath, simply copy this XPath and I just paste it here. Okay, Android, this text view, content description is equal to app. Okay, so copy this XPath of this app and paste it here. Dot click. What else? Then what I have done? So let me click here. It's not getting click. Okay, fine. So okay, so here we need to use the tab. Okay, so go here and then click it. Now it will work. Okay, so this is the functionality of the tab. So you can actually click on this, but if you want to find the locators of something, then you have to go here, select element. Okay, this is the difference. Okay, so now I want to go to the activity. Where is the activity? Here, second one. Okay, so I clicked on the app, then activity. So clicked on the activity, just note down the XPath, copy here, and after that we click on the animation. So again click on the tab, click the animation, right? So basically we have to first click on the activity. Let's click on the activity and then animation. Let's see what is the locator for animation. And here's the XPath. Here's the XPath for animation. You can see this is the XPath we have noted. Okay, so there are different methods. So I will explain you the next for some more XPath, then class name, then how to use a resource ID and accessibility ID. So all the things. So we will go one by one. Okay. So this is the basic flow. We have already run this. If you want, I can just quickly run this to just see whether this buy and Appium buy are working without any problem. Let me open our emulator and maybe you can just see something. Okay, activity, animation, and then back. Okay, so back, there is no need to, simply you can click here driver dot navigate dot back. Okay, so this thing you can do here. Okay, so before going further, I think it's better to see how the driver has been initialized. Okay, rather than going into the locators further, I think you should write code. You should practice this method, and to run this code, it's very important how this driver is working. Okay, so better to explain that thing before going unnecessary uh, to the further. So let me show you how I have started. Okay, this is very important part. Okay, so XPath I have explained to you. So that's more than enough for the time being, and later on we'll go to the next chapter. In the next chapter, we'll see how the accessibility ID and content description we can use. So let me show you this class. I have created the object of this one class options, and then you need to just see. Let me explain you from start. Okay, you have to create an Android driver first of all. Okay, this is the Android driver from the Java client 8, and you just created the object. And how to initialize it? Driver is equal to new Android driver bracket new URL. This is the URL you have to give. note down the path. There is nothing like wd or hub, something like that, only till slash and comma options dot get API demos, whatever your basically you need to pass here the options. Okay, let's see which two parameter capabilities basically. So you need to pass here URL and the capabilities. Okay, so basically capabilities. This is the important thing. Now let's go to this method. I will show you. This is the class. Here I have defined all the capabilities for all the different APKs. You know that we are going to automate the three APK. This is the APK1, this is APK2, Sauce Lab, and this is the APK3, which is the WebDriver IO APK. Yeah. So these are the three capabilities we need. And this is the fourth capability if we want to test Chrome browser on mobile. Okay, so these are the four capabilities. So I saved all the four capabilities in one class. I named that class as like A0 UI automated 2 options. Okay, so let's try to focus only on this first method because this is the capability for our first app APK, right? I'm talking about this APK. Okay, this one capability. Second method belong to this one, Sauce Lab, and third capabilities belong to this WebDriver IO. Okay, so let's focus only on one, and when the number will come, we'll see the capability of these things. Okay, let's focus on only first one. What I have done here. Okay, class loader. Also, okay, why I have done this? Okay, because you have manually installed the APK here manually, right? Drag and drop. That is okay, fine. But it's better you keep your APK within your project and you always take the latest APK because you know the developers keeps on changing the APK, right? They are working on that APK. So it's better if your APK is remain inside the code. Okay, so what I have done, see the path builds. Okay, resources, where are my APKs? Sources, resources, builds. This is the folder I have created, and here I have added all the APKs 1 2 3 ABC. Okay, this is the first one which currently I am showing you. So I want to install in the runtime the latest APK from this. So whatever the APK present here, that will be installed in my emulator. Okay, and our automation will run on that. Okay, so if you will not give it here, it's advisable. Yeah, so you always keep the latest APK in your source code, and your developer can put the latest one here, and you can always install from the coding. So that's why we need to take the absolute path from the within the project. So that's why these three lines are there. Okay, otherwise people are giving the hard coded path as well, so I don't like to give a hard coded path. So these are the things. So create object of the class loader. Class loader will this is the method of the Java. Okay, get resources and just give the path of this one. So build slash this APK, whatever the name, and get files. So that file and get the absolute path. So basically APK path, basically what we are doing, we are just fetching the APK path from within the project. Okay, that's it. Okay, so the real code start from here. So create the UI automated 2 option. Okay, so this is the import. Okay, and create the object of the options, and you need to set whatever we have done here in this one. Let me close and see all these things we need to set in the code. Okay, Android 8.1 UI automated 2 emulator name and this package and activity. Okay, everything need to be set in code. How we are doing? S- Options.set platform is Android. Set platform version 8.1. Set automation name is UI automated 2. Set device name, you know ADB devices, right? Emulator 5554, and set app packages and dot set app activities. We know what is this, and set app APK path. So this is the APK path. So that APK path has been given to the UI automator. Okay, this is a drag and drop. We already know, but okay. So set no reset. Okay, so this is I have set in right now false. Why? So if we set as true, will not install app if it's already present. So basically if you write here true, let's say true, so whenever you're running the code, it will see that like APK is already present here inside here. Okay, so the new APK basically which is present here, this will not get installed. Okay, because the Appium will see that, oh, there is already one APK is installed, why to install again? Okay, so in that case, if you want that kind of behavior, you can put it true. So but I want that every time the fresh APK get installed before running my automation. Okay, so it's up to you. It's there is no thumb rule. Depending upon situation, you can change it to true sometimes and sometimes to false, depending upon situation. Okay, not a major thing. Okay, so that's it. So these are the six main important: Android 8.1, UI Automator, emulator name, and package activity, and some APK path. And okay, and how to behave, how to install based on that, false and true. Just return this option. Okay, so what we are returning, UI Automator 2 options. Okay, so this is the options. So remember, in old APM, we always write a desired capability, right? I think I have code for that one. I try to do that. So this is the old code which you might have seen. Okay, like desired capability, get capability, and capabilities dot set capability. We always use these things in Selenium, right? But with APM 2.0 introduction and Java client, this thing has been changed completely. Okay, so don't get confused and don't use these capability if you are using APM 2.0 and Java client 8 point whatever version. Okay, so with the latest Java client, don't use all these things. Okay, so this one, and I have written, and in the old Android, see, this is how you initialize Android driver bracket mobile element. Okay, this is how we used to do in 7 version, Java client 7. But now no need to add the mobile element. Okay, so some small changes happens. Okay, so this is the old one, and here if you see what how we used to do URL, we always give this particular path, right? Slash wd slash hub, and then we pass the capabilities, desired capabilities. And if you will see here, and this is the same thing, right? Remote address and the capabilities. So this is the old code. Okay, don't follow this particular code. Okay, let's go to the UI latest one. So the latest one is UI Automator 2 options. Okay, and these are the settings. Okay, so don't get confused with the capabilities, because you know why this is the main reason why I decided to create this particular series, is that whenever I am doing the Google, lot of codes is showing me, lot of blogs, lot of YouTube channels are showing all this thing, because they may have created long ago, and those videos are still present in the YouTube. They have not updated it, and it's getting so confusing, right? The situation is so confusing, we are not able to understand which one to use. People get mix up both the things. Okay, they may use something from old and they are using something from latest, and everything get very mess up. Okay, so that's why I decided to create this one, so that everything will be fresh based on the latest APM. Okay, so this is the class, this is the method. Okay, get API demo APK options, and it will return our UI automated to options, not the desired capabilities. Okay, let's go to our code and see here. I call that method, and it will return the UI automator thing. Okay, so here again, see, this is taking the capabilities only. Try to understand, this is taking only capabilities. Okay, but now we are passing completely new things. We are passing here UI automated to options. Okay, and let's see the import part. This is important. This is present in Java client Android dot option dot here. Okay, so this is the thing which we need to pass as a capability in the latest APM. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. I explained a lot of times how to initialize the driver. So once the driver is initialized correctly with this short URL and the latest UI automated to options, so now you can just run your thing. Okay, so now the driver has been initialized, and I'm just calling this particular method. That's it. So driver is already initialized with the latest and correctly, and that's it. Now let me start again. So the app will be install every time, and app activity and this one and back. Okay, so like this is working absolutely fine. So I hope that's it for this particular chapter, and in the next chapter we will cover our few more example of the XPath and mainly the class path, how the class path is we have used, how to use the resource ID, accessibility ID, content description, all these things we will see in the next chapter. Till then, thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.